What's going on? I'm Steve. Hope you're doing just amazing today. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to play 7 of the most famous classic guitar intros from the 1970s. They're all pretty easy. I would treat this like a beginner to intermediate level lesson, pretty much beginner. They're super fun and easy to play, and you'll know them all. So I'm going to count down from 7 to number 1. That one right there, Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. No, it's not it's not More Cowbell. That's not the name of the song. It comes in at number 7, and I'm going to count down to number 1, and number 1 is like one of the most all-time famous ones. I'll show you the first one here. So Don't Fear the Reaper is in A minor with no capo. But what's cool here is you just sort of lay this finger right here on the 2nd fret of the D and the G strings, and you start off with that open A. So go like this. Super easy. Open A string to that 2nd fret of the D and the G strings, and then take your whole hand off and hit the open G. And when you do, take these fingers and go to the G chord. It's basically a G chord, but you're just playing the low notes like that, and sort of strum down here. You want to get to that open G string. And then you play the bottom 3 notes of an F chord. Now I'll show you the full way, and then I'll show you another way that's even easier than this. But basically I've got the 1st fret of the E string right there and the 3rd fret of the A and D strings. And then you want to hit that open G again right there like that. So it goes like that. So it's a little bit tricky. Let me show you the whole pattern so far. There, that open G, that's when you go to the, like that, and you go back up to the G. So it goes really A minor to G to F to G, back to the A minor, but I'm not really playing the full A minor, so it's, so that F is a little bit tricky, but another way to do it is just really hit that one note. And you can sort of just hit the open A and the open D and the open G. It still sounds pretty good, so check this out. A lot easier to play right there. All right, so that's number 7, Don't Fear the Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult. Number 6 comes in China Grove by the Doobie Brothers. Ready? One little way to play it. It's in E major, and you play this bar chord up here. The key is you want to get that open E string going right there, and then the 1st finger on the 7th fret of the A, and then the rest of these on the 9th fret of the D, G, and B strings. You know, so that classic E major bar chord, but with the open E string, and it goes, you know, you sort of bring it down like that. Hit it twice. Get that little, you know, palm muting right there and rhythm, and then it goes down 2 frets to the D major, like that, D major, so the same shape, you're just going down 2 frets. And now there's 2 ways to do it right here, is go down just 1 more fret, but don't hit all the notes, just hit the low notes right there, so it goes. And now you go to the A major, which is, you know, this kind of F shape right there, but you're really hitting the low notes, and back to the E. Okay, so another way to do it though, after you do that, down to the D, is actually play an A major right there, and sort of hit it twice. And back to the E. So I'll show you both ways. The first way goes like this. Second way, so I went to that A right there, A major, with my thumb, which, you know, added the full A chord, and I sort of hung on that for a second. So that's the 2nd version. All right, next up is this. Tell me if you know it. Take It Easy by the Eagles. Take It Easy by the Eagles. It's really cool. This one, you want to play a G chord with your pinky. You're going to need the pinky there. I normally play a G chord like this or like this. but you're gonna use your pinky. So play a G chord, regular G major, and you strum it once real big and sort of hit those low notes right there. I've got a whole video on some strumming techniques where I show a lot of this song off. Then you go to a C chord, but you're leaving that pinky right there. So C major, right there. Pretty cool. Normal C major is this. You add your pinky. And what's cool about this one is you leave your pinky right there and you remove this finger. And now you take, you leave this one planted on the first fret of the B string, and you move this finger to the second fret of the G string. So those right there, but when you have that pinky, it creates this really cool D chord. So listen, G, C with that pinky. So I'm playing a D major, that's the open D string, second fret of the G, first fret of the B string, and that pinky on the E string right there. Cool. And then you go, you know. And what makes it really iconic for them is they got all these different instruments sort of playing the same thing. It gets this cool twangy vibe. All right, let's go to number 4. This is Sweet Home Alabama. Everybody knows this one. I'm going to show you the easiest way to play it. There's, the full way goes like this. Now, that's a little bit more advanced, but if you want to do the beginner version, just take a D major chord like that, but you really don't hit that high note. You go the open D string twice, and now third fret, you're playing the D major chord, third fret of the B string to the second fret of the G string. So try that. And now you hit either one of these notes one more time, and then you go to the C major. Now it's not that hard. You're basically leaving this finger right here on the third fret of the B string, but you're playing the root notes, the lower notes of a C major, and you hit that third fret of that A string twice. See that? So all I'm doing is this. That third fret of the A string, and then third fret of the B string. But because I'm in that C major shape, I'm just playing an open G string right there. So, and then hit any other note one more time, and then do the same thing with the G major. Pretty cool. So the low note of the G major chord right there, third fret of the E string. Hit that twice, and that note right there again is, sort of your guiding position right there. Third fret of the B string to that open G. So all together. Now if you want to learn that other part, that's a little bit harder. You just do some hammer-ons on the second fret of the A and the D strings. So check out my video on how to play Sweet Home Alabama. All right, next up, maybe you've heard this one before. Smoke on the Water. Everybody knows this one, and I remember seeing Jack Black do it in School of Rock. It's just a classic song. Love it or hate it, it's just one of those instantly recognizable ones that everybody knows. So I'll show you it real quickly. You go to the 5th fret of the A and the D strings, like that, and give it pop once. Then you go to the 3rd fret of the D and the G strings, and go up 2 frets to the 5th fret of the D and the G, and sort of vibrate a little bit, give it a little push. And then you start over again, where we began, back to the 3rd of the D and G, and now you go to the 6th fret of the D and G, down to the 5th, right there, and then you start over again, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 5th of the A and the D strings. So all together. To get the whole chords going, I messed it up. I'm used to playing it the other way, which is the main guitar riff right there. All right, let's go to number 2. This one should turn some heads when you play it. Lola by the Kinks. Super cool. It's really easy too. You just play 3 chords. You go from C major, hit it twice, then that kind of strumming right there, and hit the D major twice, probably with 2 downstrokes like that. Then you go to a good hard E major, hit it twice, and then you pick from the high notes down, like that. All together. That's a great one. Super fun. All right, and coming in at number 1, everybody knows this one. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Super cool. It's in G major. You start off here on the low note of the 3rd fret of the E string, hit an open A string, and hammer it on to the 2nd fret. Then you go to the open D string, and now you play an E minor. So you hit the 2nd fret of the D string, and then you go to the low part of that E minor, and then you put this finger right here on the 3rd fret of the B and E strings, and you play the whole chord like that. So together. And right after that, you got to go back to the 2nd fret of the D string, where your finger already was, and now hit the open G string, back to the 2nd fret of the D string, and now an open D string and the G chord with this still on the 3rd fret of the B and E strings, like that. So so I've got a full lesson on Wish You Were Here right there. It's really popular on my channel. I've got lessons on a couple of these other ones, Sweet Home Alabama, and I'll do all the others coming up soon. So let me know what you think about these 7 intros. Tell me which one was easiest to play, and give me some more ideas for the future. I'll do a series on big intros from the 60s, the 80s, and more from the 70s. All right, I'm Steve. Hope you're doing amazing, and I'll catch you next time for some more super short, fun lessons. Later.